course, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I was wondering, you apparently went back to Bielefeld some years ago. Did you go to the site where it happened and maybe to your house where you lived before then?
Sorry.
Shall I repeat it?
When you visited Germany,
Yes.
did you go back to your hometown?
Yes.
And did you visit your home where you had lived previously?
Well, as a matter of fact, I did, and it was a rather strange experience. It was, of course, it had changed hands very much, and it was combined with the neighboring house, and it had been bought by the city and turned into a home for artists to rent apartments and from the city. And there were, perhaps 20 or 25 different groups of people living in there, groups of artists. And there were some whom I knew, whom I had met, and went to visit there. So I did get to see my old house again, our old house again. And I became very good friends with a couple of those people. And altogether, I have been fortunate in that respect. I have a few of my old childhood friends have remained my friends. One, for instance, became a pianist, and we are still friends to this day. And have seen each other again a number of times. She's come and visited me here, and I've been seeing her back there. And there are some others that I'm still in touch with.
How'd you end up in Iowa?
How? Just good luck, I guess. Just chance, really, really.
Marianne, I think the answer is, Marianne, I think the answer is probably obvious, but these childhood friends that you were able to reconnect with on visits to Germany, these were not Jewish friends, I take it.
No, they were not.
Had they remained friendly with you
Yes.
through the 30s?
To this
Until
day.
you...
To this day.
No, but as the anti-Jewish regulations were
Yes.
being put into effect and you were barred from schools and
Yes.
parks and
Yes.
pools, did some of these friends dare to still be friendly with you until, say,
Well,
Kristallnacht, or until you
A
left 6 months
few
later?
of them did. A few of them, in fact, continued coming to our house even, which was something unusual and rather exceptional. I mean, it was an act of courage, really, because they risked if somebody had seen that or had reported on them, it could have had bad consequences. Now, I would like to tell you one quick, short story about that. On, I think, the day or a couple of days before we were due to leave Germany, my hometown, I went downtown to do some last-minute errands, and I happened to meet an old friend, school friend, a very good friend, whom I hadn't seen in months. And somewhat surprisingly, because it was not something to be taken for granted, as we passed each other, she stopped and started talking to me. And we did. We talked for a little bit, and she said, can I come and see you? So I said, well, if you want to come and watch me pack tomorrow, you're welcome. And she did. This was literally the day before we left. I was 16. And she came over and watched me pack and stayed the whole afternoon, and we talked. And then finally she left, and as I said goodbye to her at the door, she said, you know something? I wish I could go with you. I am sick and tired of everything here. Now, I tell you, I was thunderstruck when I heard that. And I mean, she was the kind of person you would expect that too. She was very liberal-minded and artistically inclined, and we had been good friends, but we had not ever talked, about issues or politics that would have been dangerous. But I was very, very impressed when I heard that. And then, of course, the war started very shortly after that, and we were no longer in touch, couldn't be. But then we continued or picked up again after the war, and again renewed our friendship and met again. And years later, I asked her once, tell me, did you tell your parents anything about our meeting at the time? And she hesitated for a moment, and then she said, I told my mom. So I said, well, what did she say? She said, don't tell Dad. Don't tell Dad. So, I could, that said it all, and especially since her father was a teacher, school teacher, so he could certainly not take chances. But she herself always was and remained a very broad-minded, generous person and friend. And we've been friends literally to the very last day. She, as it happens, she died just a couple of weeks ago. And we were in touch. I've been to visit her. She's been here. And we've been talking to each other really till the last day.